I have been born and brought up in Chandigarh, and I did my schooling from Sacred Heart. Then I joined UIET, and I did my graduation in IT. I was also the training and placement co-convener. Then after my graduation, I got a campus placement and I joined Deloitte. There I worked with the e-discovery practice, where we had to deal with, we had to provide litigation support, and we had to deal with law firms. So Deloitte used to handle cases of the law firms, and I was a part of the operations team where we used to provide technical support. So I moved to Hyderabad, and then after a stint of 2 years at Deloitte, I, I thought that I'll pursue my management. So I joined Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar. And then luckily, I've completed my first year there, and luckily I got placed at Deloitte again as a part of the summer placements. And then I interned with Deloitte Consulting. So I was supposed to go to Bangalore, but I couldn't, and I completed my virtual internship. Now I'm in my second year, and I'm pursuing my master's in marketing and systems, and with my minors in operations. So that's a far-fetched thing to talk about. We'll talk in as we proceed. Okay, so Divij, this is particularly upon your area of interest, like I mentioned, and also, the job that you're applying for is also very important, because if you're applying for a non-technical job, which is a consulting job, so digital marketing doesn't make a lot of sense. So if you are applying for a marketing job and you are going into that domain, then digital marketing makes a lot of sense. So if you want to do an internship in a marketing firm and want to do a social media marketing or digital marketing, do a go ahead for this course. And if it interests you, definitely. But it's not. I would not say that for all non-technical it will be a value addition. For a marketing specific, it will be a value addition for sure. So I was in a similar situation, and I get that what you're trying to tell. So yeah, so when they ask you about your ambitions, you can be very honest that maybe don't tell them very bluntly that you're going to pursue a master's in 2 to 3 years of time, because they will not take you. So commitment issues are always there. You have to, because you are joining the firm for a reason, right? You're just not joining it for you know for wasting your time and theirs, right? Yeah. So you just tell them, put across that right now I am planning to work with a firm like yours and gain from the experiences, and use my technical analytical skills, and whatever your answer would be. And then just say that I'm still figuring out what I'm going to plan to do in the next 10 years or 5 years, but as of now I would want to take this job opportunity and gain this work experience and learn from, and all say all those values that you would want to, because at the end of it we all want to get placed. So we will have to tweak in a little bit. Don't be brutally honest here, because you might not end up getting a job. But I have myself not taken a lot of technical tests, so I mean, I will not be in a very good position to answer your question that how you should be preparing for it. But my sincere suggestion would be that go ahead and Google up, the kind of job profile that you're looking at, and just go ahead and see that if is there any aptitude test that is available in a format that you would, like to prepare yourself for, or is there what is the format of that particular technical test that you're referring to? Is it an MCQ? Is it an answer based question? Is it that you have to write and you have to, in a virtual environment, maybe you have to write and click a picture and send, or something of that sort? And as far as talking about preparing about it, so once you see the pattern of questions, and once you see that how those questions are being framed, you can easily figure out that this is the kind of question that is being asked, and this is the particular thing that will be applied. So one thing would be, just go ahead and take the test. You will understand that where you stand actually, and once you are able to understand after taking the test, you'll be able to figure out that this kind of questions you're good at, this kind of questions you are not able to answer. Then prepare for that particular topic. If you're not interested in a coding job, it's perfectly fine, because not everybody is meant to be a coder. Even if you are an engineer, that's perfectly fine. You're not expected that every engineer is going to be a coder only. So as I told you, in the slide, the first slide, the second slide, just list down your areas of strength, your areas of interest. Now, if you are interested, you're not interested in a coding job, but you know the companies that are coming on campus which are non-technical, go ahead, list those companies, see that where you align yourself, and where you see yourself, in these companies. Do you align with the JD that they provide? Do you align with the function that they provide? If so, then go ahead and look for the skills that you're looking in people. Like a consulting firm will look for your networking skills, will look for your, how good you are at learning and how good you are at applying your what you've learned. So I think there are not a lot of restrictions, and during our time I think Deloitte had a criteria of 6, ZS had a criteria of 6.5. I'm not very sure what criteria this year will be, but for try and keep it above 6.5 and 7. I think you should sail through most of the companies.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for that.
Get placed in a non-technical giant, that's perfectly fine. And if you have a technical internship, that is good, because getting into a technical, like a non-tech job, you should know that is it a consulting or what kind of job is it offering. So depending on the company, you will understand, depending on the JD and the role that you're offering, you will understand that, okay, uh, you know I require this particular skill more than my technical skill. But in your interview, you'll definitely be asked upon things from your resume. Let me tell you how an interview goes. They will have a copy of the resume in their hand, and they will, after you introduce yourself, they will ask you things from your resume only. They will not go beyond your resume. So in your resume, if you mentioned about your internship and you have done it very well, if you are able to justify what you have done, even if it's a technical or non-technical job, any job, let's say if you're a committee member, if you're able to justify the work that you have done, that is important. Your skills do play a role at a later stage, but how you are as a professional is very important. There are a lot of memorable experiences, I'd say, when I was in UIT. So I mean, there's no one particular experience, but uh, the thing that I fondly remember and cherish even today is the time that I spent in the training and placement cell. I was a part of the training and placement cell since my first year, so I've grown through it, and first, second, third year, fourth year. So yeah, and when we used to work day in and day out, and then go out and refresh ourselves and go out, walk around the city, it used to be a lot of fun, because after working hard, when you get a break, it I mean, there was nothing like it. And I cherish the time I spent with my super seniors, my senior placeformer and my batch. So beautiful time in the placement cell.